Hello geeks, I'm Gloryhound, and today we're going to be doing a quick play for Sheriff of Nottingham. Now, a quick play is for players who have already played the game before, but they can't remember exactly how to set up and get started. The first thing that we're going to do is mix this monstrosity of a deck here. In a 1 to 3 player game, we're going to be removing all of the 4+ player cards, and they have these little symbols right here in the corner. Mostly they're bread products, okay? You're not going to want to add those. In a 4 to 5 player game, you're definitely going to want to add those to the deck. You're also going to figure out if your players have played the game or not before. If they have played the game before, you can throw all these royalty cards in there. They have a little symbol right here. If they have not, it's not recommended that they're played with for new players because they do have an added mechanic right here, okay? After that, you mix up all the cards and you deal 5 here and 5 here to get this started. If this is ever depleted, you're going to take both of these decks, put them all together, mix them all up, and then deal 5 and 5 again, all right? So each player is going to receive a market board and then their matching bag. They're also going to receive 50 gold pieces here, so 120, 5 5s, 5 1s. They're also going to receive 6 cards to start with. Now, the player with the most cash in hand is going to be the sheriff. And at that point, they're given this little standee here. And if the standee is passed around twice in a 4 to 5 player game, the game ends. In a 1 to 3 player game, each person will be the sheriff 3 times. So they're given that little standee to kind of mark starting player. Then we're just going to go through our turn order here really quick. We have the market phase. So all people who are not the sheriff get to look at their cards and decide what they want to keep and what they want to discard. Whatever is discarded is put to the side here, and then you can draw from here, here, and then here. That means if I put 2 cards down, I could draw 2 out of here, I could draw 2 out of here, I could draw 1 and 1, or I could draw 1 and 1. I cannot draw from this deck unless I am done drawing from these decks first, okay? If I want something 5 cards down, I'm going to need to discard 5 of the cards from my hand for that to happen, okay? Once I go ahead and draw up the cards that I want from here, then I put my cards in whichever deck I want, distributed however I want, okay? I'm not going to do that today, though. I'm keeping this nice hand. After that, we're going to go ahead and load our merchant bag. So everybody's visited the market. They've got the cards that they want, and then we're going to put cards into the bag. You can put a total of 5 cards into the bag, okay? Now, you have to declare something with a green border, and you can only declare one type of green good. So in this case, I'm going to declare apples. So I could also declare bread, apples, cheese, or chicken, okay? In a 1 to 3 player game, I probably wouldn't want to declare bread for any reason. So here, I go ahead and I put them all in here. And then I have to declare this to the sheriff. I would say, Sheriff, I have 5 apples in this bag. And then I pass it to them. After that, we move on to the inspection phase. At that point, the sheriff decides whether he wants to look in this bag or not. Once this snap is opened, though, he has to look inside this bag, and whatever happens, happens. But before it's opened, you definitely get to lie, you get to bribe, people get to threaten each other. I can try to pay the sheriff money to get somebody else's bag looked at, or possibly to not get my bag looked at. It just matters how you want to play it. That's the fun part of this game. So, for example, let's say the sheriff did look at my bag. At this point, I declared 5 apples, and I would get these apples back, and then they would go ahead and go in my market, okay? This is what I would have to pay for, anything I didn't declare. If I had a cheese in here, even though it was a good item, I would also have to pay for that as well. And you pay this number right here. This is your penalty, okay? If I did not have this in here, and the sheriff opened the bag, and I declared 4 apples, and there were 4 apples in here, the sheriff would have to pay me the penalty, okay? So the sheriff pays me the penalty. If I did not lie, if I did lie and he catches me, I have to pay the sheriff, okay? Things get put in your market here. Any sort of contraband that you had passed by the sheriff gets put up here. so they know that you lied that round, and then it's the end of the round. Everybody refills their hand. So a quick little thing here. If you have any card counters in the game, you're definitely going to want to remove 10 cards from this game so they can't do any counting. And just a quick little note about lying in the game. So you can't pay for goods that you don't have, okay? So if I had this in my bag, a chicken and some silk, and I told the sheriff, you know what, I will give you one of my cheeses in this bag if you let it pass. And he lets it pass, and I open it up, and all I have in here is a chicken and silk. I can't actually pay him a cheese, okay? If I told him that he could go ahead and have apples out of my market, that's something I have to honor. Something I don't have, I do not have to honor. It's a small trick in the game to get around things. Not many people use it, but it is good to use if you need to, okay? Other than that, once the sheriff has been passed around as many times as needed, then we get into how to declare a winning player. And what you're going to do is you're going to take all of the items that you have in your market. So you discard any items you had in your hand, and you're going to add up all the amounts of gold you have on here, plus all the gold you've collected from all of the players, and you add those up. Then you're going to get king and queen bonuses from here, okay? So if I had the most apples in the game, I would get a bonus of 20 gold points or victory points, whatever you want to call them. For the second place person who got the most apples, they're going to get 10 points. If somebody tied for the king, then you're going to divide the 30 points up between the two players. If somebody got a king and then two people tied for the queen, you're just going to divide the points up between, the queen points up between the players. Other than that, whoever has the most gold at the end of this game is declared the winner. If there's a tie on who has the most gold, then it's the person who had the most contraband in the end is going to be the winner on that. And other than that, happy gaming.